Alright, hey, it's Blake, Forex Money Flipper with 10 Talents Trading, and we're going back to the chart from the last video where we did quarters theory, and we're going to show how to do top-down analysis from starting from the monthly chart all the way down to the 1 minute chart using quarters theory and other technical analysis. Let's go. Well, just a quick overview of the quarters theory. We have 100,000 point high time frame quarter theory levels, QTLs for short. So we have 100,000 point, right? 100,000 points, and on and on. 10,000 point medium. Quarters theory levels, and 1,000 point quarters theory low time frame quarters theory levels. And the thing to note is these are inside of these. Okay, zone. All this zone is inside of this. And so we have a system here where we have, for example, between the 100 and 200, okay, we have, maybe prices here, right? So then we're zooming in, and then we find these levels. Okay, so prices here, prices actually here, down here. So then we go zoom into here and find these levels. So what we end up with is these this zone is inside of this zone, right? Okay, so this zone is inside of this zone. All right, so what does that look like on the chart? Well, over here we have a monthly chart here. So what we can do is we can look at basically this is this is a textbook definition here. These are price levels. Okay, this is sort of how your ideal thinking about it would be. Over here we have the actual application in reality over here. So but between here and here is 100,000. Okay, so then, but we know price is right here, so we need to zoom in between 1.0 and 1.125. So on here, that would be basically this zone. See, we're in this. I just showed you 100,000 point level, so we're actually in between the. See that how that says? Look after the decimal. It's point. So basically, it's like 12,500, and this is basically 0. So it's kind of like right here. So we're in this zone here, which is why we're going to zoom in and we're going to find this zone right here. Okay, so that zone there we just highlighted is going to be this. So that's 10,000 there, and that's a 0 there. So this is this area. Okay, so now where's price? Price is between. We'd have to go lower time frame. Price is between, okay, this 6,250 and 7,500. 6,250 and 7,500. So we're going to go in here and we're going to look for 1,000 point level. In practical terms, down here we're saying, like for example, you know, what actually, let me look. So 6, okay, so we have this level here, 100,000 points. We're in between there and there. Okay, then we go in and zoom in and find this 10,000 point level between 10,000 and 20,000. Okay, so in this case it's 0 actually, so it's not exactly a perfect example here, but price could easily be, you know, in this zone. I guess I should have maybe done it more accurate to what we're looking at in the chart right now, but hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. You know, and then down here is the 1,000 point, you know, low time frame QTL range. These are ranges. This is a 1,000 point range. This is a 10,000 point range. This is a 100,000 point range. So this range is inside of this area here. This range is inside of this area. Okay, so so in reality, price is you know, somewhere 6,000. Because I took the actual. I'd have to go here and look. 6,782. So anyway, the point is, it's in between here and here. It really, okay, so here's the deal. Okay, so this is why I did this. So this range, right? Point range. Okay, that's what this is here. Point range. 100,000 point range. Okay. This is 10,000 point range. Okay. This is 1,000 point range. Okay, does that make sense? So this range is actually between here and here. Okay. So we're actually doing right, sort of. You know, 6,700. Okay, it would actually be, if you could think of a range below here, it would actually be that. But let's just pretend that we have it right, and you understand what I'm saying. Like I said, this is in between here, and this is in here, and this is in between here. Okay, so anyway, all right, zooming in, we have, let's start over. Let's go real quick, and then we'll go in quickly. Okay, 100,000 range right here. Okay, now zooming in, we have 10,000 range right here. Okay, zooming in further, we have 1,000 range right here. Okay, so when we're way back here, we're looking, where's price? Okay, boom. Now I need to zoom in, and I need to find 1,000 point range in between here and here. Right? So you can kind of keep it simple, and you can kind of just zoom into where price is, and you can kind of find your levels. Right here, 6,000, 7,000. 6,000, 7,000. Now this is as small as you want to go. You do not want to go any smaller than this. Why? Because I said so. Anyways, all right. It's the same thing. So you're just dividing in half, like we talked about in the quarters theory video, and I explained why these are. The reason this is a different color is because instead of being yellow, it's actually, we can understand it to be part of the 10,000 point range, QDL range, quarters theory level range. See? So 10,000, and then each of these levels. So the reason why we do this is because they're more significant, right? So this 10,000 point range level is more significant than these 1,000, right? So you can see how price really hugged this. It really hugged this 10,000 point range, okay, before it moved on, okay. And so we can look again, and now look, it hugged this. It kind of hung around here for a while before moving on to the next level, you see. And then so it hung around here for a long time. Now this was actually the year end, okay. As you see, this is January 2nd, 2023. So the holidays, we had a big consolidation, okay. But look how interesting it is that it consolidated at this 10,000 range point, 10,000 point quarters theory level range. Okay, say that 5 times fast and get back to me. But yeah, so we're doing an analysis here. We're not actually, this is not a quarters theory video. I already did that, but I do want to make sure to say in this video, I forgot to say it in the last video. I said it in the first quarters theory video, but I forgot to say it in this one. That make sure you save your templates. By the way, this is a demo account, so don't think that I've got all this money or whatever. But anyways, so this is Euro USD right here. You know, and so we want to make sure we save our work. I already saved it. I actually have 2 of these open here. This one. So we have, there's my trade. I know I took a late entry. I removed it from this one. I did take a late entry. But anyway, so the point is not that. The point is we're starting from the monthly. Look at this, you know, just years on end uptrend. Okay, so here we have, hopefully you're familiar with MetaTrader 5. I haven't done a video on it in a while, but something you can do is actually you can mark these zones here so that when you, here's what you can do. So you can go ahead and just plop this in, and we'll color this red. Because it's significant. And you can change the thickness too, but you know, that's up to you how you want to do that. But what I was saying was, so you need to get familiar with your trading platform. If it's going to be MetaTrader, you need to, using it should just be, it's, I mean, you shouldn't have to think about it, you know. It's you just need to get familiar with it. There's enough things to think about without having to think about how to use the tools. So double click that. So that's kind of how I do those. This is the monthly. Okay. Where's my... So let's zoom in to this trend line break. We had a trend line break essentially for the monthly. So First thing, what happened was we were going up. You know, we hit this high up here, which we could do another level up here. Let's see, we could do this. What would that level be? The level would be I can't think off the top of my head what it would be exactly, because I don't do them like this usually. Let's see. This will tell us. It should be 125, right? Or 625. Right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. 625. So anyway, yeah, what happened was we came up here and just rejected off of this perfectly. Actually, if you look, how you draw these is we're on Euro USD. How you draw these things, you go from point to point, all right, and then you drag. This is a equidistant channel, so then you drag the to the top, the range here. So before, you can't, we would not have been able to draw this until 2002, until it broke this neckline over here at the end of 2002. Anyway, so then that's how you draw it. So, and then, but look what happened. It went up to the top of the channel here, and then rejected off of here. If we zoom in, we can see some stuff probably. So the monthly, go back to the monthly. Okay, so we have a doji right here, and looks like we just have some uncertainty there, and that's why I want to zoom in on some more time frames. Okay, it looks like a double top, but the thing that could throw you off is the second top is higher than the first top. If you get your data window tool, zoom in, the first high, you have to look over here, is one point. We're gonna ignore the decimal before to the left of the decimal, just talk about to the right of the decimal. So it's 60,180, and then this one is 60,380. So what could throw you off is that we made a new high here technically, and we didn't really get any bearish on the weekly, bearish candlesticks on the weekly. So that's why we're going to keep zooming in. Actually, okay, look, don't let me miss this right here. That is a very bearish engulfing candlestick, and that's something to notice. And all right, there we go. Now it'll be easier to hear me now. Whew, much more quiet, huh? Yeah. Also, you had an engulfing here, but so you have to look at it from two perspectives, bullish and bearish. In other words, you don't want to be biased on thinking that it's bullish or bearish. You know, you want to be neutral or take both sides at the same time and just consider, all right, could be bullish, could be bearish, which one is it? Like, because the reason why I say that is because, you know, you had a nice close above here and it shot up. You had another bullish candlestick here, but then you had some dojis here, some uncertainty here, and then you had a bearish engulfing here with another you know, closing below here, so like a confirmation there, um, and then another engulfing here and another engulfing here. It shot up one last time to try, and you know, there's not really that bearish. It doesn't really look that. Only thing is you have a doji here, sort of, kind of, but it's not really a doji, but it is kind of. It's a little bit of uncertainty. This candle, that's what that signals. Um, but we're gonna zoom in more on this area and see what we can see. Onto the daily. Let's find where we are. That's why I use this red line so I don't get lost. Only one of them, so it's only not multiples. Yeah. You know, we're just looking at price action. We're looking at these wicks, these candlesticks, or what happened. You kind of have where is my? You kind of have an area right here that you can kind of look at, because you can see, you know, once we broke down below here, it was just gone. And then you know, even when we got down here, it was just gone. Retest gone, retest gone. You know, that's a lot of points in between there, so that's a serious retracement, a serious uptrend. But yeah, we have you know, we have this level of demand here. And then once that was broken, it just took off, and that was just it. I mean, it's just gone until it got down to the next major quarter level down there. You know, and there's something to be said about this too, because this is what would be considered to be a trend continuation double bottom. What that means is there was a trend, strong, very, very, very strong trend going on, and I mean very strong trend. You're talking, that move right there alone is 40,000 points. That's insane. Of course, that's over you know, like 2 years or something. But anyway, very strong uptrend. Okay, and you can kind of notice what happens, right? It tests here, tests here, tests here, boom. Okay, comes back, tests this area, and so this is the price action that we're looking at, right? So you see this level here, like you see all that price there, over there, see all that? So that was what we call resistance, right? So I never use text, but we could call it okay, resistance. And what happened is it turned into support. Not sure how you make the font bigger. I'm sure there's a way here. Yeah, so you see what happened. The resistance, it and so let's see. Can we duplicate this? No. That's okay. It's gonna be quick anyway. Why is it still red? Oh. Yeah. So we have support over here, and then we have this support up here. So, but it and you can see I mean, I could just do this all day if I keep going. You can see the pattern, and then there's more resistance up there. Okay, but here's the point of what I'm saying is we broke through this level, it became resistance. We didn't make it up. Well, we had, if you look at the structure, okay, so this was a downtrend. We have lower highs, and lower high here, but the downtrend, wasn't confirmed until we had this lower low, broke through all this, and so it looked like we would continue down. Had lower highs here, lower low here, and then when we had this break of structure here, and then we had this higher low here, then we had a break of structure here. That's when the new uptrend, or the resumption of the uptrend happened. Okay, because it's about structure, right? So it broke this level here. See? Price broke that level, came back, retested. Okay. Boom. And then, it hit some resistance here. I'm not sure exactly. We could look at what that was. Okay, that was actually 30,000. That's what that's reacting off of. Which is a level that we do not have marked right now. But if price were there, we would have that marked, right? So you would have seen that. And that is going to be a 10,000 level. And that's a significant level. And that's what price is reacting off of there, see? Don't forget to save your work. Okay, so this is a 100,000 point level here, quarters level here. So you can see how price sort of behaves, right? And kind of what happens. So break of structure here, come back, test, okay, test, boom, new break of structure, bam, right here's where, you know, you would take in your entry, right? And then boom, to the upside. And as long as this structure holds, right, you know, you have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and that continues and continues and continues until we get up here, right? So what happens? Well, you know, we get a double top, right? But what I was saying about this, remember a long time ago, it was this looks like a double bottom trend continuation, right? And so I guarantee you a lot of people were buying into this, as you can see, and big money saw an opportunity to take profits and also short, I mean, I guess, but anyway, the point is that if you look, you can see that this is actually a little bit higher low. So that's really good for a double bottom. And so it looks like it should go up. And, you know, but it didn't. So what happened was, you know, it broke this structure here. You know, so how to trade this, I mean, that'd be a whole video in and of itself. You know, but the point is that once it broke this structure here by coming down here, okay, so now we have this major new lower low, and then we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we failed to make another lower low, okay, and then that's a heck of a lower high to break here. But eventually over here we did finally break it after a year or two. So then once we finally broke that, okay, we had a little correction here. And so we can see there's another little level here we can look at. You know, and you know how you want to draw this, you know, but you know, because initially you might have thought it was there, but then when you see this, you kind of like, all right, it's here, this is it here. You can see people bought right here, so let's see what happens. Kind of looks like it little double bottom there, so let's see what happened there. Oop, broke. So what really happened? Okay, it broke structure here. So what's it doing? So that's a higher high. Now what we need is, this is obviously a downtrend on a smaller time frame because we're on the daily here, but what we need is a higher low. So we actually have to zoom out. I did not mark my place, and so now I'm lost. Okay, right here. All right, so we need that to hold in order for the uptrend to continue. So zooming out. Okay. It did not it did not hold. So now we're like, man, now what's going to happen? Is it going to be a downtrend now? Yes. We got even lower low after that. See? So now what happened was, we're just basically looking at structure, right? So you have a double, first you had a false double bottom, then you had a double top, which at first looks like it might be a false double top, but then it's really not, which, you know, the thing about that is, if people think it's a false double top, then they could buy, anticipating that, and then big money just comes in, and big money could have been the one that caused it to spike up. And if we look, we can zoom in, and you can see it's a spike, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a spike. I don't want to get lost. How far back are we? Yeah, it may not go that far back. I don't know. You don't get as much data, past data on the smaller time frames, so it may not. Did you see it? Because I didn't see it. Boy, it's like a light show. Look at that. You know what? I didn't look at the date. Where were we? Good grief. 7/15, 2008. Okay. How far can we go with this? Can't do 15. This is the furthest back we can go, 2014. So the hourly goes all the way back to 2006. That's as far as we can go. Here's where we're analyzing right here. Oh, you know, this is 2008, so this is very interesting with the housing crisis that happened. But anyways, so you also have to take into consideration news. But anyways, the point is that something happened, and you know, back to the daily. Something happened, and you know, like I said, it came down, broke this structure here. Okay. We had a lower low, lower high. First we had this one, and then we had this one, and then now we have a higher high. Oh, no, actually, that's I'm sorry. It looks like a higher high. It is a higher high here to here, but it's a lower low from here to here, which is what matters, what counts. Because if you look at the amount of price that was at each of these zones, right? If you look at the amount of price that are at each of these zones, these are the obviously the significant zones. So you have to keep your eye on the ball. You know, you don't, you know, you pay these less attention. You know, there's more volume, more trading going on up here. I don't have volume on my chart right now, but I can drop it in there real quick, and we can look at what the volume looks like. So I don't know if that's really going to be helpful, is it? Anyways, the point is, if you look at these spots, you look at the trading volume. Okay, so it's significant when we break these. Now that looks like a head and shoulders there. See that? Boom. Look at that pattern. Beautiful. Broke the neckline right here. Broke the neckline. And then went up. Retested this level, went up. Looks like we had almost like a head and shoulder continuation pattern of this trend here. But the thing about it is, you know, this is not, you have to, we must keep in mind the major structure of the market, right? So we can't get carried away. We have to keep in our mental framework what's going on, right? So this is a downtrend, but there's a correction here. Now, some things we can do to help find what's going on is Fibonacci. Okay, and so you see when it hit this 61.8 level, boom. Everyone assumed we were done with the retracement, and we did take profit down here. If you were selling off of this 61.8, that's beautiful. It came all the way back down to the 0, you know, which is expected. But then what happened? We failed to make a lower low here. So then we had a bullish engulfing here, bullish engulfing, and then boom, major price action to the upside after that candle. 10,000 points. Okay. And, you know, it came back to retest here. So we're done with this Fibonacci. So what we're looking for is a break of this structure, like I said, which didn't happen till up here, right? And you see how it started struggling here. When it started getting toward this high, price started kind of consolidating a little bit, making this kind of a pattern right here. See? And so what happened? Well, it struggled until when? Until what? Until it broke this high. Then what happened? It kind of got excited here. Probably some news or something came out, and then it got excited here. It's really excited right here. So excited. And then obviously we need a retracement here. So let me see. Where are we? Now remember, so actually I need to zoom back out. We're here. we have to keep in mind the structure overall, right? But here's something. Let's try Fibonacci from here to here, and let's just see what happens. Okay, well, it broke, right? Why did it break? Why did it not continue going up? Well, because of the structure, the high time frame structure of the market, right? It's, you know, and I guess at the time we wouldn't really know that. Let's see. There is, let's see. It's kind of confirmed allegedly here, supposed to be, right? Once you get that second lower low, and then we got this second lower high, but then something happened where we failed to make another low. Okay, so it just doesn't happen so quickly. You know, as we might one of the things I struggle with is getting excited and thinking that, you know, things are going to happen more quickly than they do. But look what happened later on. Boom. So it went down. Once again, so this is a major 10,000 point level. Okay. So how can we find out what's going on? Well, the Fibonacci, you know, you want to use it going with the trend, you know, but you can use it counter trend. But anyway, study on the Fibonacci, learn that. It's a good tool. Moving on, I don't want this video to get too long. But, you know, we're basically, this video turned out to be a lesson on market structure, you know, recognizing market structure, breaks of structure, you know, high concentrations of price struggling, you know, so you can see these areas where price was struggling. This is the highlight in green, and these are where you see the market turn around, right? So the market doesn't just usually turn around on a dime, at least not the major structure of the market. You know, it's just like a building. It's not, you know, it takes a foundation for a big building, and for a big move in the market, it takes a big foundation, right? So, but what happened here? Let's look. So if we just extend this over, you know, somewhere, you know, whatever, we're not like, this is not a video on order blocks or anything like that. This is just general structure. But when it broke, look what happened. Okay, it broke and it just went. I mean, boom, 15,000 points just like that. And right, and it kind of, so we had this lower low here, and I feel like we should almost go to the weekly, you know. Now that doesn't look so good looking back, but because it's out of proportion. But anyway, yeah, here you can really see what's going on, right? Boom, 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 boom. Now we have a lower low here, right? Look at this major price struggle right here. Huh? How's that? And so this is where we are now, over here, and we're actually on the weekly. But anyway, yeah, and then look what happened here, right? So you could almost even take this and sort of, actually that doesn't look good. Whatever. Take this and look at, now this is a 100,000 point quarters theory level right here, 100,000 point quarters theory level, 25,000, right? So major big deal. So you see, we can actually reuse these. So you have resistance here, resistance here, right? Okay, then it turns into support. Okay. And then over here it turns into resistance again. See? And this is the importance of these levels right here. So, you know, we're still in this downtrend right now, which, you know, primarily we should be selling, right? So here we come to where we are now. We're on the weekly. We broke this at the beginning of the video. I drew this monthly trend line, and we kind of punctured it here, and kind of came up and rejected off of there, and kind of punctured it again and came up, rejected again, and now boom, we made this serious move down to this biggest key level of all, the 1.0. 1.0. That's probably like the biggest key level that there is, because that's such an important number. It's 1, the number 1. This is the center, I would say, of gravity for the bottom. You know, right now anyway, you know, because it started off, you know, working its way up. Okay, you had resistance over here. Okay, so we were in an uptrend. So you see how, you know, we were kind of in this long-term uptrend, which is, it's a very big deal, as you can see, that we broke in a significant way this you know, uptrend. Now what could happen from here? Anything could happen from here. Something also to note, you know, could be long-term orders placed below here, here, and here, and this could have just been, you know, some type of manipulation to grab liquidity down here before moving the market up and continuing the uptrend. You know, maybe it just needed more steam. This is not a video to get too in depth on different things, but, you know, like for one example, I can show you. This is actually bearish right here. Obviously, it's a we have lower highs. We have a lower low here, but the thing to note is these levels here are all kind of a little bit sort of even, you know, in a way, and these are coming down, right, coming down, and so, you know, this is actually a bearish pattern. It's not perfect, but, you know, an ideal pattern would be these would all be level and these would be pointing down, and then that's bearish because the uptrend, you know, the buying energy is weakening. The bulls are getting exhausted by the bears are taking over, and so that's what happens, and that's what happened. And so prediction, you know, I think we get push. I think we push up and get eventually, I think, a retest. You know, this is just a hypothesis or a guess. Maybe get a retest of push a little higher somewhere. But you know, I don't really know, and that's the thing. No one knows. If they tell you they know, they're lying, and unless they're insider with the news. If they know the news, then before it releases, then they can cheat. But anyone else that says they know is just lying, because they don't. We're all making a guess based on probability. It's about risk management. And anyway, this video is not about all that, but the point is, you know, this is kind of how you use the key levels. It's supposed to be a top-down analysis video, and it turned into looking at structure, looking at where we are. And just kind of analyzing the Euro USD. And so hopefully you found it helpful. I would look out, definitely. I guess the lesson, the takeaway would be definitely more downside potential. You know, I don't know what it could do before then. Maybe it'll go down now. Maybe it'll go up a little bit first. But the point is now we start looking for sells. And as you can see, I got margined out of this demo account because I was making a video and not trading. But anyways, that happens. So I probably should have been in a sell, and I probably would have been fine. So if we go to trade history, see, I got margined out. I was like stupid leveraged. It was kind of like just messing around there, but anyway, hopefully you found this video helpful. Look for some sales. You know, I'm not telling you what to do. It's not financial advice in any way, but I'm just saying I'm going to be looking for sales. And you know, because we're on the monthly like that. And if you zoom in, and this video is coming on an hour, so I'm gonna end it. So I think what happened, it looks like, so this is the importance of zooming in, is we have, you know, this price area here, right? And I think that's what basically got reacted off of. So there's a lot more to trading than just stuff that I talked about. But so it potentially could be reacting off of this support level here and turning it into resistance. But I don't know. I think it could come up here before it continues to go down. But you know, this is Forex, and nobody really knows, and we're all just guessing and basing our trades on probabilities and risk management. And so that's really all you can do. You really need to go down to these lower time frames and analyze what's going on and the patterns. But you know, trading is you know, it's not quite as easy as you know, some people think at first. Now, so one last thing I'll say before I stop the video is there's structure on all time frames, right? So this video is not going to get into that, but you can go and you can find structure on the large time frames, just like we did today on this video. And then there's structure, you know, on the small time frames, like you see how this is a bullish structure, and then we're waiting for breaks of this structure here over here before, you know, kind of confirming the downtrend. So with that, this video is coming up on 1 hour. I'm going to go ahead and finish it now, but just keep in mind that we need to analyze structure on all time frames in order to make proper trading decisions. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and take screenshots of this quarters theory levels if you don't have them already. And yeah, so anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helped, and hopefully you got something out of it. If you did, please leave a like and comment. Let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy this ocean view, and have a great day. This has been Blake, Forex Money Flipper with 10 Talents Trading. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please like, comment, subscribe. All right, have a great day.